I'm going to be making a no-churn ice cream with some berries. This requires a blender. So we're going to start with some raspberries. I'm going to dump those right into the blender. I've already washed them. And we have a few blackberries here. We're going to put those in as well. The next step is we need to have some lemon juice in here. This is going to be my lemon juice, but we also need lemon zest. So I find it easier to just do the lemon zest first. Lemon zest is very easy to do. You just have to be very careful. You don't want to get the white pith. So we're going to just start this. You just make quick motions on this. And as you can see there, I'm barely getting down to the white because you really don't want that to get into the zest because it makes it, it's got a terrible taste. Just to give you some example, there's a teaspoon of lemon zest, so I do have some left over this time, so that's nice. I'll just put it to the side. And we put that in there, and then we're going to cut our lemon in half. What I do with this lemon is that, oh, it's got seeds. I just take this and squeeze it and push the fork. I know they have machines for this, but this is the easiest way I find to do it. I just push the fork up against the edges of the lemon and just keep turning it. And you get pretty much all the juice out of there. So I also turn around and just take some of those seeds out with my fork. And then we have a tablespoon of lemon juice, so we'll put that right in there. I'm going to put the rest of that in there because it's very close to being perfect. And we're going to put the top on. We're going to blend this until it's smooth. All right, I think that looks great. Dump that in our pot. Take our spatula and just clean out the edges. And then we're going to add a little bit of sugar to the mix. We're going to get this going and then let it sit here and simmer for a little bit. Once it heats up, that's going to take about 10 minutes, so we'll just keep an eye on this. So pardon the wardrobe change. I've had a slight accident while I was waiting for this to thicken up, and we'll move forward at this point. This is the perfect texture for this. It's cooled off enough for me to put in a bowl. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator and let this cool. It is the perfect consistency. It's just thick enough. It's not gonna turn to jelly, and it's perfect to mix in with some ice cream. So we'll pour this into a bowl. I'm gonna use a wide bowl so that it cools off quicker. Okay, so there's that, and we're gonna wrap this up and put it out in the refrigerator. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the ice cream, and the first thing we're going to do is I've got about 2 cups of heavy cream here. I'm gonna pour this in, and we're gonna make some whipped cream until we've got some stiff peaks. There's no sugar going in this. Okay, so I can see the mixer going through the whipped cream and tracing traces of it, and I want to just see. So I want this to have peaks on it, and it doesn't yet. So we're going to keep going with that. I don't want to get too heavy peaks, but we want to get this with some peaks. So. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. I'm going to take this mixer off. And if you see, these are kind of soft peaks. They're not tough. And so that's just light. What we did was we got air into the whipped cream, and that's going to help with that ice cream as we start making it. So we're going to put this in a bowl. Oh yeah, that feels perfect. It's light and fluffy, not too heavy. I don't need this to last forever in the refrigerator because we're going to freeze it. And then we're going to put this in the refrigerator while we're making the rest of this to keep it cool. So now we're going to put a paddle attachment on instead of the whisk. And we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. And this is just a very easy recipe. Okay, so we've got some cream cheese at room temperature. You want this to be mushy in there. Sweetened condensed milk. We're going to put this in. This is basically, except for the 2 tablespoons of sugar that we put in the berry, this is the only source of sugar for this. So we're going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is homemade vanilla that I make. There is a video on this. And then we're going to put a pinch of salt. And there we go. And that is what's in this ice cream, except for the whipped cream. So we're going to mix this up until it's smooth. And I think that's smooth and mixed nicely together. So this looks nice and smooth, no lumps. It's just perfect. We're going to start with a little bit of this whipped cream and get it in there. So we're just going to fold that in. That's good. We'll put the rest of this in now. And get this, we're going to fold. Not stir. This is a not stir thing. And just remember how we fold. We just gently move. We're just going to gently fold this so that we don't deflate that cream. To see the streaks of cream, but I don't want it to deflate either, so it's gently. Okay, all right, now we've got that done. I'm gonna go get that raspberry sauce that we've made, which is also now nice and cold, and we can either do streaks through this or we can just fold until it's all mixed evenly. I'm going to do streaks through this. The other thing is I've decided to leave the seeds in. If you don't want the seeds in, you just get a strainer. I'll show you. It doesn't have to be this big, but you just get a strainer and pour it in and squish the juice through and leave the seeds out of it. But I've decided to leave mine in today. So we're going to put this all in gently. Okay, and then we're going to start folding again. We're just going to keep folding and folding. Ooh, that's pretty. Not going to do too much more because I really like the way that looks with some bigger streaks in it. Oh my, that looks yummy. And with everything in cooking, you should taste everything. So let's get a spoon. Yum. Oh, yum. Now if this freezes and we can scoop this out, I'm going to be very impressed because the taste is fabulous. Okay. And so now I've got an 8-inch pan because it's easier to get this out with the ice cream scoop if you put it in something flat that will cool everything evenly rather than putting it in a bowl. Then you end up, if you put it in a bowl, you end up with cold spots, but not everything freezes the same. Oh my goodness, this looks delicious. Now we're just going to gently, remember we're trying not to deflate this cream, we're going to just gently push this around. Oh, I love the way this looks. This is beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love this. Okay, I think that's great. No-churn ice cream, except it's not ice cream yet, it's just some deliciousness. But we're going to put this in the freezer for an hour or so. And we'll be back. Oh, it's quite hard. Oh, the edges are better. Okay, I've had it out for a few. Oh, that looks great. Oh my goodness, that looks lovely. Okay, so I made this crumble. There will be a video for it. It's a delicious chocolate crumble. It's actually called chocolate dirt, but we'll call it a crumb. How's about a crumb? We're gonna put this on the plate and try to make it a little, it's gonna add some flavor to this. And then we're gonna put some of this ice cream right on top of that. Ooh, look how pretty that looks. And there's our ice cream. I also make raspberry reduction that, you know, if you wanted to, you could put a little bit over the top. Little dots out here if you wanted to decorate the plate. Oh, yum. The ice cream is absolutely delicious. It has a little bit of a different feel from regular churned ice cream, but the ease with which you can make this is great. It is so good. Yum. And this chocolate crumble with it. This is delicious. I did leave the seeds in, and I do have to tell you that I wish that I had strained those out before I put that in. It's just a personal preference. I'm glad, oh, that chocolate is really good with that. This is really, really yummy ice cream. You could put this in a cone or anything. It's holding together very well. It's very smooth. It's got a texture halfway between regular ice cream and a luscious cheesecake. It is just, it's really, I would make this again. And I think that's the true test of a good recipe. I would definitely make this if I had company coming and needed to make something quick. Absolutely freaking delicious. Yum. Thank you.